out, boom, I take this chair.
I think you guys should have a Royal Rumble to see who sits in the number 2 chair.
No, not necessary.
All right, well, that's Kyle Wallace at the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison Studios. Kyle, say something more.
Yeah, Brad, I see you trying to steal my spot when I'm gone, but you can go ahead and keep it warm, but Daddy coming home tomorrow.
Hey. Nice, Strofe.
It's one of those where, tomorrow's our 1-year anniversary as a show. 1 year, can you guys believe it? And, the day after our 1-year anniversary, we sort of selected seats in the studio here. And Kyle, the day after our 1-year anniversary is my birthday. And on my birthday, last year, when we said, hey, where do we all want to sit? I was like, I kind of led up to Kyle. I was like, Kyle, why don't you choose? And he took the best spot.
That's what.
And I was like,
that's
all
because
right.
you're a weenie. You're too nice.
I probably will. This is a situation where being too nice backfired.
For sure.
Sure did. I love looking out the window. I love my positioning for the show.
Alex Strofe running the show here at the Groover Law Office's One Call, That's All Studios. You, KBN Nation, can always chime in at 800-990-3776, or you can see our beautiful faces on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Now, we need a little help deciphering some text messages from Kyle Wallace. Kyle?
Oh, this is what that means.
Yes, that is what that means. Alex Strofe, the producer of this show, we're going to read different ideas for the show from Kyle Wallace, and whenever you're ready, please take it away as we try and make this collaborative to figure out his brain.
All right, text from Kyle Wallace leads with this. Jordan Love should not play.
Hey, what a take! What a take!
Deep.
Really good take by Kyle.
Gosh, a lot of thought-provoking stuff there.
Yeah, text number 2. Rodgers, rusty, or decline? Goody looking good for decision.
Powerful.
Anything to further add to that, Kyle?
Oh, man, my boy Goody, he cooked with this one. He cooked. Aaron Rodgers may be a bum. He may be a bum now. After watching him, he looked old out there. He looked like me trying to play football, except for he could actually throw a football. He was moving like an old man yesterday. Shout out to Goody.
That was text number 2.
And the final one. More worried about offense or defense week 2?
I think we can work with that.
That one's pretty solid.
I
That's a good one.
think we can work with that. 800-990-3776. Are you more worried about the offense or the defense in week 2? Kyle Wallace, this is your brainchild. What say you?
Yeah, for me, obviously, I'm not that down on our defense like the rest of you guys who are overreacting after one football game where you play probably against a top 5 offense in the NFL who has multiple Pro Bowlers up and down that offense. And so for me, the most concern is obviously going to be on the offensive side of the football with the Green Bay Packers, simply because of the fact that you do not have your star quarterback in Jordan Love. Overall, I feel good about this football team. I feel good about the position that we're in heading into week 2 against the Indianapolis Colts. But of course, the big question mark is going to be Malik Willis at quarterback, because in his past starts, he hasn't really done too well. And so for me, obviously, it's going to be the offensive side of the ball, because the reason why this came to my mind is that I'm sitting here thinking after the show, like, you guys really ripped into Jeff Hafley and his defense after one game. We had callers and fans call in, talk about, we need to get rid of these guys already after this season. We're going to have to move on for these guys come week 8. Like, it was a lot of ridiculous talk yesterday where we're already saying this defense is
you're already
trash
lacking
and garbage.
the truth.
I'm not lacking the truth. You guys don't. You said it yourself. You do not believe in this Green Bay Packers defense after one game.
One caller had said that when fiscally appropriate, there are some guys that you should think about moving on from, which I think is fair.
You agree with that. But here's the thing. So does the Bills defense suck after the game against the Cardinals? Does the Jets defense, they're trash. They suck because they let the 49ers back up running back that most of y'all never heard of run for 150 some odd yards on you. So they suck too. So it takes one bad game or one bad performance for us to say the defense is trash. That's the boat that you all are in.
All right, well, okay, you've made it very clear that you believe and you think this Packers team is in a good position heading into week 2. Brad, we've been in lockstep when it comes to using our brains, not our belief system. I'll toss it to you because I think you're going to say what I'm going to say, and you probably will say it better than me.
Yeah, my biggest concern is the defense. It's not the offense. Now, that might sound surprising, but there's a couple reasons why. First of all, let's just talk about this week. We know in order for the Packers to win the game this upcoming weekend, and for however long Jordan is out, the defense has to not just play well, not just play really well. They need to play elite. I'm concerned this defense doesn't have it in them to play elite. So not only am I concerned about the defense this upcoming week, knowing that they're standard, knowing what the Packers need out of them, I'm not sure it's attainable. I'm not sure and if it is attainable, I'm not sure it's attainable this early in the Jeff Hafley system. So the defense has to play elite. I'm not sure they can. Therefore, that concerns me. But even more so than that, guys, if you walk into like a hotel room and it has like a stench to it, I'm concerned, but I'm not super concerned. Why? Because it's temporary. If in my own house there's a stench in it, I'm concerned because that problem is not going away. That's the way I feel about the defense and the offense. The offense might look bad these upcoming weeks. There might be a stench to the offense, but it's a temporary problem. Like Jordan Love is coming back. You're just trying to hold on. The defense, nothing's changing. Nothing is going to change between this week and week 15 and the playoffs. Like, this is all they got. And that's why I'm even more concerned, is because, you know what? Even if the offense looks bad, not concerned. Whatever. Jordan Love's going to come back. This is temporary. I'm concerned their struggles are not temporary struggles. That's my concern with the defense.
800-990-3776. Are you more worried about the offense or the defense in week 2? Alex Strofe, the producer of Kyle Brust and Nortman, is going to get that up on Twitter X, as he already did, and we'll get to those results in a little bit here. I will echo what Brad is saying, and I'll continue to say, to Kyle's earlier point, are you going to write off the Jets? Are you going to write off the Bills? Are you going to write off this? Yes. Did the Jets look bad against the San Francisco 49ers on defense? Yeah. I actually watched the entire Manning cast yesterday because it was fascinating to hear Peyton Manning and Bill Belichick. And Bill Belichick basically talk about how he would attack a Jets defense. It was so informative and just beautiful television. But with that, what we're talking about is Bill Belichick talking about a Jets defense that has all pros in the middle of that defense, right? We don't have all pros all over the middle of the Green Bay Packers front line and linebackers. So again, we can talk about the defensive backfield as well, but I don't even need to go that far. What I'm doing, Kyle, is I'm using what I've seen, whether it be from guys that are still around from the Mike Pettin era, guys that are still around from the Joe Barry era, guys that have been drafted under Goody and played from Joe Barry to watching them in week 1. Will they get better? Yes, but we've seen Quay Walker consistently not be a guy producing at a first round, mid-level round pick. He's not in year 3 showing me that I'm like, you know what? I'm going to believe that Quay Walker's going to make a jump because we're seeing a lot more of what we previously saw. So for me, I'm using my brain, knowing it's a new scheme, but also knowing there's a lot of guys that I've seen do a lot of the same things that I saw week 1 over the course of the last 2-3 years.
Yeah, let me give you guys a cautionary tale of something I'll call 2023. A year ago, not this week, we were on our high horse, excited about this football team, but probably come October, we were talking about this Green Bay Packers offense. We were talking about whether or not Jordan Love was the guy. We were talking about, can they actually score a point in the first half? Fast forward only a couple weeks, and now fast forward to a whole new football season. We are so confident in the weapons that we have offensively. Let's allow for the past to serve our opinions and thoughts for this future in this season and not rush to judgment on this football team. I understand the run defense that we saw last Friday against Jalen Hurts as quarterback, against Saquon Barkley in the backfield, it wasn't where it needed to be at. Our ability to make a stop in the fourth quarter to try to get the ball back to Jordan Love earlier, it was all too familiar of what we saw in the past. I understand that, but there were also other bright spots from this defense where we can walk away and say, okay, there's areas that we have to improve after one game, but if we could consistently force turnovers, if we can consistently get some type of pressure, when we play offenses that are not as dynamic as the Eagles' offense, we actually have a chance. So let's not just say after one game that the season is completely over for this defense. They're going to be bottom 25 or bottom 20 defense based off of one game against a team that I believe will be a very good football team. Let's hold off our crazy coziness and saying it's over for a couple weeks. Now, we come week 7, week 8,
Kyle,
and we haven't seen any change.
I hear you, dude. I hear you. But, like, it's not time to be preaching patience by week 7, week 8.
Yes, it is. It's a brand new
unfortunately,
defense.
hey, I heard you on the brand new defense, but the defense can't plan for the fact that they have a Malik Willis who's never thrown a touchdown in a regular season game. It's going to be a dumbed-down, vanilla offense, and you need the defense to play at a higher level than we've seen them play over the last 3 years to help propel them to a record where all Packers fans are comfortable when Jordan Love comes back. That's what it's coming down to right now, is with the situation they are in, I am more worried about the defense because I have such low expectations for Malik Willis that I'm not going to sit here and be like, you know what? I believe that this defense and special teams can help carry the Green Bay Packers to a victory because it has not been their identity and how they've won games, nor has the defense shown me that they can get stops in big moments. So why should I believe that they can do it for an entire 60 minutes, Brad?
Well, and that's what. Well, and just real quick, Kyle, that's why I'm concerned because in order to win, this defense has to hold the Colts to 14 points or less. Like, I just believe that. That concerns me.
And I do want to go to Bob in Union Grove, 800-990-3776. You're up on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Are you more worried about the offense or defense next week?
Well, both, actually. But my point was the defense did its part early on. Got the turnovers, made the big plays. The offense failed with Jordan Love. If they get 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, it's a completely different game. And then that defense would have lit them up because they would have abandoned the run. Now, Jordan Love going out ruins the defense. So, I mean, I think everyone's making valid points because this defense is designed to make big plays. And if Jordan Love isn't putting up 30 points in that offense, the defense is going to struggle. And that's my point is, and it was proven last week because the defense got the turnovers, did the job, and the offense got 6 points out of it.
Yeah, and I appreciate the call, Bob in Union Grove. Again, I'm more forward-looking here. Like Brad and I are also, from a defensive standpoint, we're going to give credit to the early turnovers, and we can definitely give blame to the offense and not executing in the red zone, as Brian Balaga hinted with us that was his biggest concern was them not executing in the red zone. But at the same time, week 1 with Jordan Love changes. If they were only able to get 6 points off turnovers with Jordan Love, insert Malik Willis, and it's even harder. I guess they were in the red zone, so I guess as long as he doesn't get sacked like Caleb Williams, 40 yards back in the field, then they still get points. But if there is a turnover on the Packers side of the field and they got to drive, 60, 30, even 30 yards to get into field goal range, are those points off of turnovers even coming? Let's go to Gerald in Fond du Lac. Gerald, 800-990-ESPN. You're up on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Are you more worried about the offense or defense? Don't choose both.
I'm not worried about any of it right now.
Oh, wow.
We watched how the offense progressed through all of last season. Defense is going to do the same thing. They're under a new defensive coordinator. All these dudes that Goody's drafted are athletic freaks, which are going to be a fit for the system that they have now. We watched the same players eat CeeDee Lamb's lunch in the playoffs last year. I'm not worried about it. If we lose next week, we're 0-2, and we have Tennessee coming in, who the quarterback handed the Bears the game. He gave them the game. The Bears didn't have to play. Their defense wasn't great.
Oh.
Levis threw it to them. He threw away the game. So if we were 2-5 last year, if we're 0-2 with Tennessee coming in, and Jordan Love's not going to be gone that long.
We appreciate the call.
Williams sucks.
Gerald and Fond du Lac.
I love these Packer backers. I love these Packer backers. They understand what it is. They saw what we saw last year.
Yeah, I mean, my only concern is this, and I would just caution us and even Green Bay Packer fans out there to just assume the defense is going to pick it up. To just assume that coming back from 2-5 last year, becoming a playoff team, that's something you can just do every year. That is a very
statistical anomaly.
Remember,
I heard this last year. Just assume that Jordan Love is going to be a good quarterback. I heard the same thing last year.
Can you let Brad talk? I don't like you in Madison.
But Ben, remember when the impetus of the whole jumping into Lake Michigan in February? That was because when we were looking at 2-5. I don't remember the exact statistic. It was like 14% chance.
It was in the teens.
And it was a very unlikely path for the Packers to make the playoffs. Now, they went ahead and earned it. That's not something that I want to get this Packer team in the routine of doing, where every year they start behind the 8 ball and need to win, because it's hard to do. You're certainly, the odds are stacked against you to do that. And when it comes to this defense, look, there should be enough playmakers to actually win one-on-one battles and to make an impact regardless of the scheme. So to me, to just assume the defense is going to get better, it's all a cautionary tale to me, and I don't think you can embed those assumptions.
800-990-3776 on Twitter at KBN ESPN. Are you more worried about the Packers offense or defense in week 1? We'll continue hearing from KBN Nation. We got a whole lot more to get to. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
No, some of those things I say act like I think I'm something that I'm not.
I mean, you can say finna. Say, listen, I'm finna do this show here from 5 to 6.
I'm finna do the show.
The Homer Hour finna be lit from 5 to 6.
No, I'll never say that again.
It rolls, though, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. It's not me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust here for Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. It's been over 4.5 years I've worked with Zimbrick European, and it's time for you to stop on by and check out all the inventory they have to offer. You can also go to ZimbrickEuropean.com for certified pre-owns, Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, electric vehicles. They literally have it all for you. It's your one-stop shop. Don't forget about Mercedes-Benz Sprinter vans as well. Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Check it out. You will enjoy it.
At Fleet Farm, we're proud to offer everything you need for everyday life. We're even prouder to offer it at the best prices guaranteed. Like Sprout Sweet Mix for livestock, on sale for $9.29. Or 2.5 gallons of diesel exhaust fluid, everyday low priced at $6.99. And if you happen to find a lower price, we'll match it. Any day, every day. Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yes. You just need to send them a text.
Text EDGE to 321321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now, and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help get you back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text EDGE to 321321. That's EDGE to 321321.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Liberty Station American Tavern and Smokehouse isn't just a barbecue restaurant. Fish fry, walleye, and vegetarian options are available, and they have a menu that's sure to please everyone. Liberty Station smokes their meats daily with a 1,000-gallon custom smoker, giving you the freshest experience possible. Enjoy happy hour with daily discounts on both food and drinks at their large bar with 20 draft taps and multiple TVs to watch the big game. Be sure to check out their sprawling patio with an indoor and outdoor porch area too. Liberty Station off the Beltline on Rimrock Road.
There's a good chance if you watch sports, you're getting served information about hormone optimization. What does that even mean? Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health can tell you exactly what hormone optimization means. He will take your blood work and let you know if it's right for you. If you're feeling sluggish, not losing weight like you used to, you're not gaining muscle like you used to, or you just don't feel like yourself in most aspects of your life, go see Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. In fact, sign up for the 6-week experience so you can see everything that Carbon World Health has to offer, including hormone optimization. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Brian here from Canopy Wealth Management. At Canopy, we create strategies that are tailored to your needs and goals. We've invested heavily in client-friendly software so your assets and plan progress are available to view in one place at any time. Whether you prefer only the high-level information or enjoy the intricate details of the planning process, we've got you covered. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and Wisconsin On Demand.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Cock your head to the sides and I'm angry. 5 days since you laughed.
800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talking text line. We're asking right now, are you more worried about the offense or the defense in week 2? Kyle Wallace at the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison Studios. Ben Brust and Brad Nortman holding it down at the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Studios. Alex Strofe running the show, and probably the Yaukmeister in Madison. Let's go to Mike in Menominee Falls, 800-990-3776. Who are you more concerned for, the offense or the defense?
Well, unfortunately, it's got to be the defense. I mean, Goody's got a whole team of first-rounders now with McKinney, and they just can't – they continue not be able to make the key stop when needed at the end of games, number one. Number two, they just don't – I think Goody has demonstrated he's an extremely poor judgment of first-round talent coming to late. I don't care what the last guy said. They're a bunch of freaks. If they're freaks – a lot of these guys are fourth-year players, and they still haven't started performing. So that's a problem. And, of course, on the offensive line, can't block anybody. So there's no running the game because they don't have a passing guy. So there's no way they're going to run. A lot of problems right now. Plus, how could Goody still have his job? He went into the season without a backup quarterback and without a kicker. That's crazy.
Mike, I appreciate the call, and you bring up some points that I think – a lot of people want to just believe in Goody right now because, you know, if you look at the transition from Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love, it sure as hell worked out. And I know that Jordan Love is injured, but if he continues to be the franchise quarterback that a lot of Packer fans and a lot of people believe he can be, then he does get a little bit of a pass. Does it make it fun to look at some of these first-round picks over the last 3 years and be like, oh, he nailed it? Because there's definitely some question marks. LVN was not very active. Quay Walker was not great. You can also think about what Devontae Wyatt's going to continue to show. Is he going to be showing a first-round type talent? And I know I'm missing one in my brain right now that is
Rashawn Gary didn't pop either.
Rashawn Gary didn't. Yep, there it is. Thank you very much. I was going a little bit earlier or more recent than that, but yes. I think everyone just needs to take a deep breath and separate. It's hard, right? We have to separate what week 1 was into now figuring out that, like, the game plan. And Brad, take us through. There had to be a time when Cam Newton went down and Derek Anderson stepped in when you were with the Carolina Panthers and you went to a Super Bowl there. It does, like, the game plan has to shift a little bit. You can't just be like, yep, we're going to do the same thing we plan to do with Cam for Derek Anderson. And then when you look at what Jordan Love can do in a full repertoire of weapons and an open playbook versus Malik Willis, who's been here for 2 weeks, it's got to be different. You got to lean on different teammates and different sides of the ball to do something.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Ben. There's a couple different mentalities when it comes to the backup quarterback. And, like, for instance, when I played for Carolina and I had that epic shower story with Cam Newton, he got in that car accident.
Epic.
It was a very vivid memory from my playing career. We'll put it that way. But when Derek Anderson filled in for 2 games, there was no doubt in his ability to run a version of the offense. Now, you're not going to run with Derek Anderson what you're going to run with Cam, but Derek is more than capable to run 80% of the offense, right? You're not going to do the RPO. You're not going to do things like that. But he was an incredibly capable backup quarterback. What you want to do when you have a backup quarterback, you'd prefer to have a quarterback that is as similar to your starting quarterback as possible so he can step in and the game plan doesn't have to change that much. So with Jordan Love and his capabilities, then you put in Malik Willis. I'm wondering what it is exactly Goody saw in Malik Willis that said, you know what, he can fill into Jordan Love's shoes, no problem. They seem like very different quarterbacks to me. So the fact that usually you want to have QB1 and QB2 kind of similar, Like, for instance, I think one time in Baltimore, they had Lamar Jackson and their backup quarterback, somewhat of a similar skill set, athletic and things like that. They don't seem like a match, right? Jordan Love and Malik Willis, to where you can put Malik Willis in and still run a similar system. So that's Matt LaFleur's challenge, a quarterback that you've had for 2 weeks that doesn't run almost anything and have the same skill set that Jordan Love
Feels
has.
like you said 80% was ran of what the Panthers playbook was?
Yeah, 80%.
How 50%? Is that fair to assume for a guy who's been in the building for 2 weeks?
Well, what's weird is 50%, but then there's probably another 20% you're going to install for him because you're going to run more than you will with Jordan Love. And now everything's different, right? There's different when it comes to blocking and all that kind of stuff. So you're not only scaling down the playbook, you're probably introducing new plays that are designed specifically for Malik Willis, and then everybody else needs to learn those.
I mean, clearly in this sense, I think when you think about why Goody made this decision, as the last caller said, that he thinks Goody should be fired because Goody came in with, without having a kicker, and he came in without having a good backup quarterback, is I think they came into this season hoping for the best, right? Saying, you know what, we're going to bring in Malik Willis. He has a lot of great potential, and you can have him work with Tom Clements, and eventually maybe he can become a really good backup. I don't think they were preparing for the fact that he would have to step in come week 2. So I definitely admit that we are going to see a very dumbed-down offense this week, but hopefully we're able to make the most of it, and that's Matt LaFleur's job, is to devise a scheme to make sure the Packers can put up some points and compete on Sunday. But overall, again, I see some talent in Malik Willis. Like, I don't feel like Malik is just some bum out there. Like, I think that there's an opportunity with the team that the Packers have around Malik for him to actually shine. If we're talking about a team that didn't have a good running game, if we're talking about a team that did not have any really good wide receivers, then yeah, we're in trouble. But I believe the creativity that we can have, I think the Packers can do something. I saw the Packers survive last year against the Saints, right? I saw them come back and win that football game. I saw the Packers lose a close game against the Raiders. The Raiders weren't a good football team. Like, I've seen this Packers football team and the defense find a way to be in close games. The Broncos game, right? Like, can they create an environment like that where they can keep it under 20 points for the points allowed? I think there's an opportunity because we're not going up against a juggernaut offense in my perspective. I mean, I guess we'll find out how good the Colts are as the season goes on, but I think there's a chance the defense can rise to the occasion. I think there's an opportunity for Malik Willis just to manage the game and utilize the run game and utilize the versatility on offense for us to win a football game on Sunday.
I just feel as if you're saying two different things about Malik Willis, right? That he can replicate some of the things, and there's talent in the wide receiver front. But what's not capable is him playing to a even like good journeyman backup quarterback.
Can he play like Jordan Love did early in the season last year? First 4 weeks of Jordan Love. Can we get that out of him?
But that may not be good enough because they were 2-5 early in the season with Jordan Love as well. Let's go to John and Racine, 800-990-3776. You're up on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hey. Hello.
So just want to say I love you guys. I don't get this opportunity much. I don't get the afternoon show. Travel in for work here. But my opinion is I think this defense is the real concern. We have first and second round picks for basically every position on the field. And I know you mentioned a lot of guys aren't showing up. And then seeing Ja just get burnt by A.J. Brown and talking trash. And really, Rashawn Gary hasn't shown up. He had 3 sacks in one game. Doesn't really do much else. So I'm a little worried about that. But I think it was you, Kyle, mentioned our run game. What do you think about Marshawn Lloyd? So those are kind of my thoughts, and I'll go from there.
I mean, we can think all we want to about Marshawn Lloyd and what he looked like in college and the hype he can have, but Marshawn Lloyd got to get healthy for us to see him on the football field. So TBD, because Emmanuel Wilson did a serviceable job. Actually, he looked better than Josh Jacobs did in the first half.
Will Daniels chimes in on YouTube as he continues to drop a little fun nugget every now and again. 52 being Rashawn Gary hasn't had double-digit sacks, but we paid him like it. Just saying. We'll keep hearing from you, KBN Nation, 800-990-3776, but we got to get to the Packers Hall of Famer. That is one Mark Tauscher. Next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Listen, Diana, that's her name. Listen, we all about positive manifestation. I like you, Diana. All it is negative. Diana. Criticize.
Dirty Diana.
I love you, Kyle.
Love you too, girl.
I love you, Kyle.
I love you too. That's what I'm talking about. The real Packer Nation.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust for Road America. The best place in Elkhart Lake is America's National Park of Speed. Make the most out of your summer at Road America. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road course that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Up next, the Aaron's Art on Wheels weekend, September 13th through the 15th. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Jeff Levering here, asking the question, what does baseball have in common with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Manufacturing. Pella manufactures all their own products. Baseball teams have a similar homegrown strategy by developing its own players in the minors. Testing. Pella tests every product thousands upon thousands of times to ensure it stands the test of time. The ultimate test for baseball players to get called up to the big leagues, hoping to play well enough to stay. Pella is also the window and door equivalent of hitting for the cycle. Quality craftsmanship and innovative design are built into every Pella product for timeless beauty and performance. And now, Gina Della from Pella is here to call the big finale.
Thanks, Jeff. Pella windows and doors are best in class, not only from the endless styles, but for the features you can't see. And now for something you almost can't believe. Get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Hurry, the deal lasts only until September 30th, so visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
College football teams have moments they recovered from and made it like it never even happened. For instance, TCU walked into the locker room at halftime in the 2016 Alamo Bowl, down 31-0. The Horned Frogs stormed into the second half and erased a 31-point deficit to force overtime, and eventually won it in the third overtime, 47-41.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
Okay, raise your hand if you want to make your life a little bit easier. Great. Now raise your other hand if you like to be comfortable. Perfect. Now that you have both hands raised, imagine putting on your shoes. And that, folks, right there is your answer to an easier, more comfortable life. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. This is footwear you don't need your hands to put on. They can be raised in the air, and you can just step it and go. Why don't you experience what people can't stop talking about? Life-changing Skechers Slip-ins. Get your Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Shower your loved ones in flowers with Feli's Flowers. Voted Best of Madison by People's Choice, Feli's is Madison's award-winning and local florist. Get the perfect gift for your loved ones this month with their September specials, like 50% off trees, shrubs, and perennials, or $50 off 2 dozen roses for September. Fall mums are also available. Head to Feli's Greenhouse in Fitchburg today, or view their full selection and delivery options at Felis.com. Feli's Flowers, growing locally since 1949.
Get more per pour at the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company is a Madison original, brewing award-winning craft beers for 30 years. And now, it's time for their bigger and better happy hour. Every Monday through Thursday from 3 until 6 p.m., enjoy 20-ounce pints of the Great Dane's flagship beers for only $3. From Crop Circle Wheat to the Old Glory APA. Head to one of their 4 locations, downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, and East Madison. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's original brew pub since 1994.
Hey, it's John Adias, play-by-play voice of Wisconsin Badgers volleyball. Join us for the broadcast coming up later today right here on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand. Brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors.
What a great song for so many reasons. It is only 1 week into the NFL, but the rest of the season is unwritten. This music means Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher is joining Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Listen to Old T. I'm Willie and Tausch, 9 to noon across these very stations. Old T, how are you?
I'm doing well. Benny, how are you?
Doing well. Look, I know you're a Goot stan. I think Goot has done a lot of things to put this team in a spot to be successful. But how would you say he did in the backup QB scenario?
I don't think it's ideal, but I think that's if you want to start looking at weaknesses, I think it's fair to say because whenever you have to admit that you need to go pick up somebody else that wasn't going to make their team and trade for a 7th-round pick, and then he is your primary backup at week 2, I can't sit here and tell you that it's well thought out and great. So, but with all that said, I mean, this is a results business. We'll see how this shakes out if it is indeed Malik Willis that's playing on Sunday.
I like that if there, LT.
Yeah, Tausch, when a game upcoming here, we have a backup quarterback, right? In a normal situation, right, just generalized NFL, how much does the game plan change with a backup quarterback? And then how much does the game plan change for this specific week with the Green Bay Packers from Malik Willis to Jordan Love?
I mean, I think it's obviously going to be a little bit different, but for the most part, when you start looking at how teams are going to approach it, you want to kind of have someone with similar skill sets so you're not reinventing the wheel if and when an injury happens at that position. So I think this week it's obviously going to be anytime you're going to go with a backup, you want to make sure that the plan is simplified and you want to give your other guys just here is what we need to do to win this game. It's not going to be I'm adding a bunch of different plays or, I'm going to put, I know there's been people on Twitter and other people talking, we're going to do more read option. We're going to do all this. You're not going to do that in 5 days. Now, can you put a package in and maybe do some different things that'll be unique to, whatever Malik's skill set's going to be? Yeah, you can do that. But as far as like doing all this other stuff, every time, and fortunate for me, I never really dealt with that. I usually had one quarterback for the entire season. You are going to simplify game plans. You're going to do it, and you're going to put it on the rest of your team to elevate themselves, especially in a case like this where hopefully it's only going to be a couple of weeks that you maybe won't have your starter.
Tyler, first I want to say shout out to you for the players only on Twitter, X, that you guys had going on. Ryan Grant looked like he came straight out the ayahuasca retreat right there with Aaron Rodgers. I was like, who is that? So shout out to you. That was really entertaining. But on top of that, though, he did. But looking at this defense, right, that's been the talk everybody's been, we've been talking about right here on KBN. Did the defense feel any different than what it did under Joe Barry to you at all?
It did, and I know everybody's frustrated because you gave up a lot of points, and I don't necessarily know if the pass rush was quite as good as everybody hoped, but you got 3 turnovers, man. That's already different. Last year, it was a real struggle to create turnovers, and there was just a few instances, and there's a long way to go. But I think most Packer fans last year with the Joe Barry era, it was those 3rd and 7s, and you give 8 yards of cushion that drove people nuts. I do feel like there was more competitiveness at those sticks. You at least were battling. Yeah, there was a couple holding penalties, and not everything went our way. But I just sense that it is going to be different, and I know I'm not speaking on great terms because of how the defense performed, but it does feel different. And I think, the slippery field, there's 1,000 excuses I can give you. None of that matters. You need to see it, but I do think you're going to see a defense that's going to be a lot more aggressive. I know we saw glimpses of that, just not enough on a consistent basis last week.
Talking with Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Old T, if you could realistically put out a stat line, what does success look like for Malik Willis in a realistic fashion?
That's a good question. I think no interceptions and no fumbles is job one. So that, from a stat line standpoint there, I don't really care if he throws it 20. I think if he's throwing it more than 25 times, we're in a world of hurt. I think we need to keep that stat line in that 15 to 20 throws. And I think if you can be in that mid-60s on a completion percentage, hopefully a couple of big plays, and then throw it, sprinkle in some rushing yards, I don't think you need a lot more. I don't know what Indy's going to bring, how their offense is going to look. Obviously, their quarterback, Richardson, made one of the great throws you're ever going to see. a 60-some-odd yard rope touchdown.
It's bonkers.
But if you're asking for Willis to be throwing 30+ times, that's going to be a formula that's not a recipe for success for Green Bay.
Tausch, you said it earlier, and I'm right there with you. The Packers are going to have to win, kind of like the Chicago Bears won this last weekend with defense and special teams.
God.
I mean, the
Jason
defense,
said it as well. I mean, a lot of people are saying, you know.
You got to hang on
A
tight.
lot of people.
A lot of people, including this guy right here. And defense and special teams have to be elite. Now, which do you have more confidence in being elite, the defense or the special teams?
Another great question. I believe in this defense. I still think I think there's a ton of talent. I did think last week, obviously, they got all the excuses that I already mentioned, but there is a lot of talent here that I think we just need to see grow into it. And I do feel like they're going to create turnovers. They're going to see a lot more of that this year. And you're playing a young quarterback that I'm sure Jeff Hafley has some fun ideas for. He's talented, no doubt, and he's going to cause some problems. But I'm guessing Hafley's got his eyes on a couple of big turnovers this week. And if you can do that as a defense, that you've kind of accomplished your goal, especially in a game like this where you're expecting the defense and the special teams are going to need to make some plays in order for you to win.
Tausch, the NFL has to stop playing over these international games on these fields, right? This is ridiculous, is it not?
That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, man. They're going to do it.
But for you being a former
field.
No, I'm dead serious. For you being a former NFL player, right, who had a knee injury himself, if you were David Bakhtiari, if you had to go out on the field like that, if David was still on this football team, coming back from what he's coming back from, would he have even played, right? Would he have been confident to go on the field like that?
I don't know if he'd be confident, but yeah, if he's healthy and he can play, he's going to play. And was the field ideal? Obviously, it sucks. And the NFL, the idea that they're not going to keep playing overseas and growing the game is just that is not going to happen. Now, you pick the fights that you can win from a player standpoint, and you need to have a better field condition than what we saw in Brazil. So they've done a better job when they've went over to Europe. They've gotten it where they've taken the field out and they've placed it in a different spot. So they've improved some things. They need to be better. You can't have a game there on a Sunday before a Friday game and have a field rip apart as easily as it did. It made for a sloppy game, but the NFL's not stopping. They're adding. You heard Roger Goodell on McAfee the other day say they're going to try to get to 16 games on international soil, because that's the way you're going to continue to grow revenue and get into different markets and grow the gambling space. So it's going to happen. I guess the only thing players can say is, all right, fine, but you better get your blank together when it comes to playing conditions, because what we saw Friday night was an embarrassment to the NFL that they would have that scenario. It's not on Brazil. It's not on that soccer team. It's on the NFL to have the playing field. You're going to do all this and have everybody travel this long way because you want to grow the game. I'm fine with that. But then you better make sure you got the resources into the actual field so that guys can play and not be slipping around, sliding around like they were.
Tausch, what is the best way to let somebody know they're a bad driver? Is it the horn? Is it a look? Is it the bird? Is it a thumbs down? Sarcastically, what's your?
It's a sarcastic. It's a sarcastic thumbs up.
Mm.
I think flipping people off and blowing horns. Yeah, that's what everybody does. I always give the head shake and the thumbs up, like, great job, Shemp. Like, that's kind of how
The old Larry Sanders. Y'all remember when Larry Sanders did that to the ref when he got kicked out? That was classic.
Dude, Larry Sanders. I get made fun of all the time for making J.R. Ewing Oil Dallas references. I love the fact that Kyle's dropping Gary Shandling, Larry Sanders stuff.
But that's 30 years after Dallas, isn't it? Like, that's 30 years newer than that.
I don't think. Who is that? Strofe? You know what? What is Strofe chiming in?
He's got a little too much power back there.
Yeah, what is going on? Ben, get control of your guys' show.
I'm doing my best, old T. Now, a real quick one before we let you go. Who has a better week 2, Caleb Williams or Malik Willis?
Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams is going to be better. He was not very good. And I think his expert. Malik Willis, we don't have a clue. But you got to understand, this is a new system for him, and he's been here 20 days. He's been in the organization 20 days.
Tausch, Stroph's got another nugget for you real quick.
Yeah, Tausch.
Tausch, real quick.
Go ahead,
Dallas came out in 1978. 30 years was an understatement. Larry Sanders last played in the league in 2014.
Larry Sanders?
The former Bucs center.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Larry Sanders show with Gary Sanders.
There was a big misunderstanding going on there.
TV references. What the heck are you talking about? I didn't know you were talking about Larry Sanders.
I didn't know what low key. When you said Gary Shamble, I said I don't know what he's talking about.
But he also mentioned a Larry Sanders, so I thought we might be on the same page.
Like how Tausch also pushed blame aside. He said, you were talking about TV references. No, we weren't.
We were talking about the Larry Sanders of the Bucs.
The Milwaukee Buck player.
I honestly, Kyle, I was legit super impressed. I never watched that show, but I know of it. And I was like, dang, that's impressive. Kyle,
I'm not that impressive, Tausch.
By the way, Strophy, that wouldn't be a 30-year split because Dallas ended in like 88. I want to say Larry Sanders' show was probably early 2000s.
I don't even know what that is.
It's all right. It's all right. There are some people listening that do. Old T, we appreciate the time and enjoy Badgers practice for us.
Y'all are crazy, man.
Yeah, well, you are too, buddy. He gone. That's Mark Tauscher, Packers Hall of Famer. Listen to him on Wildy and Tausch, 9 to noon across these very stations. Did you do a Google search on any of those names? The non-Larry Sanders Buck?
Well, I've heard him reference Dallas, the television show, a million times on Wildy and Tausch. And so I was curious.
Is there a thumbs up reference in that show? Because that's what Kyle was going with Larry Sanders.
Larry Shambliss, Kyle? What did he say?
I don't know what he was talking about with the Larry Shambliss, Gary Shambliss. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Maybe you're going to have to Google it. I have no idea. I'm just talking about good old Larry Sanders who smoked his way out the league.
Well, there was a Larry Sanders show on HBO
way out of the league
in the mid-90s.
Well, speaking of the Milwaukee Bucks, we have a great partnership, and we have great content that all of our fans can get a part of.
Yeah, tune into the Thanalysis Show every week, presented by Gruber Law Offices. Thanasis at Tentacumpo hangs out with special guests for fun and even surprising conversations. Maybe it's his live show with Giannis. That was a fun time. A chat with Green Bay quarterback Jordan Love prior to the injury. Getting the inside scoop on fighting with Logan Paul or any of TA's unique guests. Find Thanalysis Show on Apple, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. Plus, you can subscribe to Thanalysis Show on YouTube to see exclusive video content from Thanasis. Thanalysis Show, presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
What does success look like for Malik Willis? We'll hit on that next. We got Old T's answer. We'll get yours.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Subarus? Anybody in the Subaru driving down Fond du Lac or Capitol? Wow. I'm like, you are not where you need to be driving that slow.
I mean, if we're being honest, it's always a Subaru.
It is always a Subaru.
And they likely have a lot of bumper stickers.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauk. Barry Alvarez appeared on the Great Dane Huddle last night and explained why he scheduled Alabama.
When I scheduled this game, I thought it was important. This is like a reward for your fans to see a quality team, national team like Alabama, nationally ranked, national champs at times, come into our house to play and us go down there. We want to be a national power. You can't do that by playing lower level teams all the time.
Get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Offer on September 30th, so visit PellaWI.com today.
Free Food Friday on ESPN Madison is brought to you by Vintage Brewing Company. Whether you're looking to get carry-out, delivery, or dine-in, Vintage Brewing has lots of great options on their menu. Vintage Brewing Company prides themselves on being a great place to hang out and enjoy classic Midwestern hospitality. Vintage Brewing Company has multiple award-winning beers, so be sure to try one the next time you're in. Head to VintageBrewingCompany.com to make a reservation today. That's VintageBrewingCompany.com.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every U. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Dennis Semra with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Greta Shadowald from Sauk Prairie High School. What's it mean to be an Eagle at Sauk Prairie?
It's just the best. Everyone around Sauk Prairie, the whole community, they're so supportive of you. Like, you're in athletics, and it's really fun to see them come support you, and you get to prove that you're working hard and show them all your dedication. It's really cool.
You said your role model and your favorite teammate, your sister. What are you going to thank her the most about?
Definitely for pushing me off the court. She's pushed me, watching her. I want to be as good as her. I want to be better than her. Watch her be so good, and I'm just that's what I want. And it's really cool to just have her next to me the whole time.
Metro Kia of Madison is Madison's trusted Kia dealership, and they are home to the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service your vehicle, Metro Kia of Madison is the place to go. As always, at Metro Kia of Madison, you can enjoy 2 years of no-charge maintenance on any new vehicle. Browse their inventory and find this month's special at metrokiaofmadison.com. That's metrokiaofmadison.com. Find your new vehicle at your trusted Kia dealership today.
Nothing makes being outdoors better than having the right gear and the right crew. So here's an idea. Let Mountain Dew supply the gear and you bring the friends. Because when you buy specially marked multi-packs of Mountain Dew, you can collect points and earn epic limited edition outdoor gear. We're talking everything from custom Mountain Dew camp chairs and backpack coolers to exclusive Mountain Dew tents, fishing boats, and more. So buy Dew, collect points, get gear, and get outside with Mountain Dew outdoor gear.
Open to legal U.S. residents 18+. Subject to program terms at dewoutdoors.com and 12/31/24. Void or prohibited.
Is your computer so slow you can hardly use it? Does it have blue screens, malware, viruses, reboots, hardware crashes? Sound familiar? Computers will have problems, and when they do, you need the computer experts at Madison Computer Works. Every day we help home users and businesses keep their computers and networks running smoothly. For solutions to your computer problems, call the pros at 231-8000, and we'll turn this into this. Madison Computer Works. Computers that work for you.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Come over here, sit next to me. One of my favorite bumps from Alex Strofe. I don't know why, I just like the vibe of this song. Don't even know who it is. Just like I like the vibes and the taste of Screamin' Sicilian Pizza. It's so screamin' good. From the Holy Pepperoni of the Boss Hog to the Bestie's Revenge. Those are their classic screamins. You got the Supremus Maximus, the Ultimate Deluxe. I'll get to one of my favorites as well. Don't forget the Thin and Crispy, the Tavern Style, or the 2.5 feet of stuffed crust cheese with the whole milk mozzarella, the secret tomato recipe sauce, and tons of freaking toppings that make you so happy every time you have it. I actually think I'm going to start recording people's reactions when they try. Then they come over to the Brust household, and we do Frozen Pizza Friday or have some people over. I had a man that I'm friends with. I don't call him a man. I had a buddy. Dude, that Boss Hog is bomb. He's like, I'm all about the Boss Hog.
That's why you call him a man. It's a Boss Hog.
It's a Boss Hog move. And don't forget the Mambo Italiano. Mambo. Find your screaming pleasure and taste what all that screaming's about with Palermo's. Thanks to old team Mark Tauscher for joining Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Love hearing the air horn at Badgers practices as he's doing his duties as the color analyst of the Badger Radio Network. That is Mark Tauscher. But you're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. I'm Ben Brust alongside Brad Nortman, Alex Strofer on the show. Looks like Kyle Wallace is alongside. I'm not correct with the Youkster. It's Ryan Wollersheim running the show. So big day for Kyle Wallace to be with Woolly Mammoth.
No.
What?
Woolly Mammoth?
What's wrong?
Is that what you know?
He's the same size.
Wooly, how do you feel about that?
I don't think he's in here.
No producer running the board on ESPN Madison.
Is it empty?
They run in and out of that studio.
Kyle, is it empty?
I know snitch.
It's empty. It's empty.
I like the name Wooly Sean. Wooly Mammoth.
Is that you trying to be Wooly?
Yeah, I have no idea how to do his voice. idea.
Wow.
Colin chimes in, wedding DJ Strofe is bringing the heat. TBD on the invite to my wedding, but we're working on save the dates shortly. I do want to ask Brad Nortman to start here, then go to Kyle Wallace. And Kyle, I want you to answer similarly to Mark Tauscher, where it's like, hey, great game for Malik Willis would be 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interception. No, realistically, in his first start in a short period of time for the Green Bay Packers, what does success, Brad Nortman, look like for Malik Willis?
Well, boy, my expectations are low. They're low for Malik Willis, and it's a hard position for anyone to walk into to be a backup quarterback, let alone there for, as Tausch said, 20 days, let alone a system that is not really conducive to your skill set. So for me, there's 2 things I'm looking for. Number 1, Tausch said it, no turnovers. That means no fumbles, no interceptions.
What is your faith that will happen?
Not great. Not great. I think it's just so hard to play quarterback in the National Football League. A window that you think is open, you say, yep, right there. Boom, it closes before you even know it. So, look, 2 things I want Malik Willis to do. No interceptions, no fumbles. That's going to be a tall task for him. Just doing that alone is a version of success. And then letting your defense and special teams try to create turnovers. That's one way you gain an edge. The other one is just 150 yards. Give me 150 yards of passing and running that is attributable to Malik Willis. That could be 100 yards of passing and 50 of rushing. It could be 75, 70, whatever it is.
That's
100,
so low.
150 yards, and then hopefully Josh Jacobs and Emmanuel Wilson and Jaden Reed tote the rock for another 150, and there's your 300
of total yards.
300 total yards.
Shorten the game.
300 yards of total offense with no turnovers. I like, you have a chance to win if everyone else is doing their job. But man, that's my low standard. You do that, that's a success, Malik Willis. Anything more, I feel like you're asking too much.
Yeah,
Kyle Wallace, what say you?
I don't think that's actually bad where Brad is at. Honestly, I will lower the bar just a little bit. I think asking somebody to play who has not consistently played starting quarterback in the NFL to not have any type of turnovers, like not even, scrambling, maybe somebody pop it out for a fumble and you maybe just don't recover it, or somebody coming from the backside and hitting it when you're dropping back in your drop step, or throwing an interception. Like, bad decisions are going to happen. So I expect for the Packers to be able to have at least 1 turnover in this game. So I'm okay with 1 turnover. But what he has to be able to utilize, those legs. So, Brad, you talked about a total of 150 yards. I think that's low. I think you need to have a total of 200 yards. He needs to get a lot of yards on the ground, and he needs to be able to throw the football a little bit to get at least 150 yards throwing the football as well, and 1 total touchdown. That's all I really need. If he can pick up 3rd and 3 with his legs, if he can utilize his legs in big-time situations to move the chains and keep the clock ticking, to me, that is going to be successful. I don't expect for this man to be a beast out there throwing the football. I don't expect him to take over the football game. I just want him to be a game manager that can use his legs and can dink and dunk to control the clock for the Green Bay Packers and allow for the great weapons around him to succeed. Because guess what? Last week, Joe Mixon looked like a fresh running back against that Colts defense. Josh Jacobs can replicate that as well. So that's all you got to do is just limit the amount of turnovers, control the clock, and don't make too many poor decisions.
Yeah, again, I'm closer to Brad. I was at like 170, 175 of total yards. Now, here's what I want to share with all of you. It's not apples to apples, but I think it's a fun thing to look at. When the Green Bay Packers played a New York Giants team last year, Tommy DeVito, a name nobody expected to beat the Green Bay Packers, 17 of 21, only 158 yards, so it wasn't a ton of big plays, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, 10 rushes, 71 yards. Oof. I'm not asking for 71. I'm just providing some context of a Giants team that was really no bueno last year. They were 5-8 after the victory against the Packers. That is what Tommy DeVito was able to do. So Tommy DeVito 2.0 is what I'm looking for Malik Willis, and that is the highest bar I'm going to give him in that one specific game against the Green Bay Packers. 800-990 3776. I know you think it's possible. You think anything is possible when it comes to the Green Bay Packers.
I'm like KG, baby.
Anything is possible. 22-19-3 is my record in Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? I'm starting to shiver a little bit, get a little nervous.
Yeah, you've only won 50% of the time.
With the ties, my winning percentage is above 50%. You and I can debate that all day long, but I'm going to take my winning percentage here and run with it. 800-990-3776. What's Malik Willis' number? 2? Do we do caller 2 or is that too quick?
No, let's go 2 times 10. Let's go caller 20.
Caller 20 for Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
I'm a grinder. What can I say?
You're going to grind those phone lines. You have a chance to win a $25 gift card and to beat me in Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust. You get 15 questions in 90 seconds. You're allowed to skip or pass if you don't get to those right away and you finish your questions. Brad will come back to you on the other side with those questions. If you win, you have the pride of saying you beat Ben Brust and Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust and win a $25 gift card. 800-990-3776. 800-990-3776. Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? Caller 20 in 2 minutes.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. The Aaron's Art on Wheels weekend is coming up September 13th through the 15th. Get your tickets today and check out the full season schedule over at roadamerica.com. Yesterday, Packers head coach Matt LaFleur, speaking to the media up at Lambeau Field, said that Malik Willis will start for the Packers this coming Sunday against the Colts if Jordan Love is not cleared to play ahead of the noon kickoff. Seems like mind games by the Packers head coach, as Love is still expected to miss 3 to 6 weeks with the MCL sprain he suffered in Friday's season opener. Head over to ESPNWisconsin.com for more news and injury updates heading into the Packers home opener against the Colts. That noon kickoff. Make sure to tune in to Green Bay Game Day starting right here on 100.5 ESPN on Sunday at 9 a.m. as well. Badgers football also with a massive home game taking on number 4 Alabama, one of their biggest non-conference games in Camp Brattle in forever. Badgers currently 16-point underdogs per ESPN bet after winning 27-13 versus South Dakota this past weekend. And Badgers volleyball also taking on Milwaukee in their home opener tonight at the Fieldhouse, 7 p.m. for a serve.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison, this is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN. Sponsored by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. On ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We've turned a corner in this contest. Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust, presented by Lakeland University. You know, there was a little bit of thought that maybe Strofe and I were of like backup quarterbacks, that we weren't giving Ben Brust enough challenge. What's all changed? That has all changed. Strofe is cooking up questions, and I'm inspiring and putting fear in the heart of Ben Brust. I'd like to think
inspiring,
so.
Huh?
I am maybe not inspiring, but I am intimidating. I'm intimidating Ben Brust, trying my best.
Kyle,
Greg Scalzo.
I don't know if that's accurate either.
I think it's the questions, but Bradley, I want you to feel part of the team because I want you to finally feel like first place Brad here. So I'm gonna let you have it.
I'm always first place Brad when it comes here to KBN Nation. Speaking of KBN Nation, we have Matt in Wauwatosa to play Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust, presented by Lakeland University. Matt, how are we feeling today taking on Ben Brust here?
I'm feeling pretty good, pretty confident, but Ben's been smarter this year than prior years, so.
Yeah, well, we're going to do our best to humble him today. But, without any further ado, let's just jump right into it, Strophy.
For those of you who say Ben Brust is an idiot, here's your chance to be proven right. It's time to play Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
Matt in Wauwatosa certainly respects his opponent in Ben Brust, but hopefully by the end of this segment, we'll be left with very little respect for him because it is Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust, presented by Lakeland University. 15 questions in 90 seconds to get as many answers correct as you can. You're allowed to say pass, and we will come back to it if you get through the rest. If you beat Ben Brust, you will win a $25 gift card. Matt, any questions before jumping in?
No, sir.
All right, let's get it started in 3, 2, 1. In what year did the U.S. stock market crash, leading to the Great Depression?
1928.
Who was the first African American to serve on the U.S. Supreme Court?
Thurgood Marshall.
Who developed the theory of relativity?
Einstein.
What country has the longest coastline in the world?
Canada.
What is the term for a triangle with 3 different sized sides?
Isosceles.
What is the only U.S. state that produces coffee commercially?
Hawaii.
What is the smallest prime number?
2.
What term best describes the amount of matter in an object?
Density.
Which U.S. president served the shortest term in office, only lasting 31 days?
Pass.
What does www stand for in a website browser?
World Wide Web.
In Greek mythology, who is the king of the gods?
Zeus.
Who is the ancient Greek god of the sea?
Poseidon.
What is the capital of Egypt?
Cairo.
What country is known as the land of the rising sun?
China. Japan.
Count it.
We'll take that answer.
Did
Man,
he
Matt
cook?
cooked.
Did he cook?
Matt cooked.
That's that's double digits, baby. That's a 10 spot by Matt and Wauwatosa.
That is absolutely smoking it.
You know, when he was saying it, a lot of times you're like, ooh, I don't know. I was like, these all sound pretty correct. He was cooking.
There were some impressive correct answers.
I think
along
he
there.
missed one or two that he's going to be upset about, but that's going to be good enough to win.
Yeah, for sure. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. I gave Ben the call out of the bullpen. He was there in the Third Street Market
Real
Hall.
quick, while he makes his way in, I went into Greg Scalz's office today. I handed him the questions. I said, how's he going to do? He goes, I don't think he gets more than 3.
Woo,
3? Oh, that's rough.
We'll find out here shortly. Ben,
He
still
must be having troubles.
I was going to say, did you get lost along the way? That felt a little bit longer on your pathway in.
I was mentally preparing because I can read body language from outside the studio looking in, and Strofe did a fist pump after the last question, which means he probably got it right.
He shook.
He's shook. Yeah,
Shook.
it's over.
It's a wrap. Go ahead, play the music. Ding
I
dong,
also-
the witch is dead.
A premature ding dong, the witch is dead.
Oh. Well, it is Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust, presented by Lakeland. Presented by Lakeland University. And Ben, you know how it rolls. 15 questions in 90 seconds to get as many answers correct as you can. You're allowed to say pass, and we'll come back to it. If we get through the rest, you're playing Matt in Wauwatosa. If he beats you, he's going to win a $25 gift card. Any questions, Ben Brust?
Come on, kid.
Okay.
No,
No, that's a no.
talk to yourself
That's a no.
like there's a mirror in front of you.
We've never had that on Ben Brust on our show.
It's over. What's the record? 20 losses now?
It's 22,
20
19,
losses.
and 3.
Less wins than he has.
Shut your Bert and
losses
Ernie
aside.
butt up.
All right, let's get this rolling in 3, 2, 1. In what year did the U.S. stock market crash, leading to the Great Depression?
1922.
Who was the first African American to serve on the U.S. Supreme Court?
Condoleezza Rice.
Who developed the theory of relativity?
Newton.
What country has the longest coastline in the world?
Antarctica.
What is the term for a triangle with 3 different sized sides?
A not equilateral triangle.
What is the only U.S. state that produces coffee commercially?
New Mexico.
What is the smallest prime number?
2.
What term best describes the amount of matter an object has?
Weight.
Which U.S. president served the shortest term in office, lasting only 31 days?
Theodore Roosevelt.
What does WWW stand for in a website browser?
World Wide Web.
In Greek mythology, who is king of the gods?
Thanos.
Who is the ancient Greek god of the sea?
Aquarius.
What is the capital of Egypt?
Cairo.
What country is known as Land of the Rising Sun?
Madagascar.
Wow.
That's bad.
That's
bad.
That's a throttling.
Hit the music.
Before I hit the music.
Boy.
I just want to give props to our buddy Greg Scalza. I went into his office earlier today. I was just telling Kyle and Brad this. I said, how's Benny going to do today? Nailed it. 3 spot.
Damn.
Wow.
22, 20, and 3. I'm getting too close to 500% win
It's
percent.
over, bro.
50%.
Give it up. It's over.
I don't give up. I never give up.
Oh, you gave up.
Unless
You
I'm
gave-
halfway through Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust and no, you suck.
You said
Thanos.
It's a good answer.
You said Theodore
It's like
Roosevelt.
Family Feud. Good answer. Good answer.
The hell it was.
Theodore Roosevelt.
Can I? Yeah, Theodore Roosevelt ran for president twice, but can I just, I get Condoleezza Rice? Like, come on, man. Condoleezza, she's living. She's still alive now. And she ain't on the Supreme Court.
Is Ruth Bader, whatever her name
She
is,
ain't
is she
black.
black?
She ain't a
She's white.
sister. She do got a
a white
sister
woman.
name, though. Ruth.
Can we go through the answers?
Okay, let's without further
Good
ado.
God, just give me the answers.
In what year did the U.S. stock market crash, leading to the Great Depression? 1929. 1929. Again.
At the end of the Roaring 20s, duh.
Yeah. Who was the first African American to serve on the U.S. Supreme Court? not
RGB.
Not RGB, not Condoleezza Rice, but Thurgood Marshall.
Never heard of her.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
No way.
You said her?
As I said, I think it's a man.
That's a man.
Thurgood Marshall.
Oh, I've never heard of him.
Who developed the theory of relativity? I think you just know it's one of these two and you just guessed. You guessed Newton, it's Einstein.
Dang. 50% chance. I used my 50-50 on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and lost
Told
there.
everybody I talked to today. He's going to say Newton.
Yeah.
Not bad, though, dude.
What country has the longest coastline in the world? You said Antarctica, which is a continent. So what country?
Isn't it also a country?
No, I don't think a
No,
continent.
that's Australia you're thinking of.
What is Antarctica?
But Australia
It's
is
a
also.
continent.
Just a continent.
Yeah,
You tell me Antarctica isn't a
Australia's
country?
Both. Australia's both.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It is both.
Yeah.
Because that's why it was like the island question from a couple weeks ago,
Exactly.
causing
You got it.
controversy.
Yeah, controversy.
But
it isn't
doesn't
No,
matter. You can
Antarctica
Google-
is not a country.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, just taking a lot of L's today.
Yeah, Canada. Canada is the right answer, which Matt got.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg asked me in shambles.
This is a difficult way to ask this question, Strofe.
Thanks.
That's why I had to slow down. What is the term for a triangle with 3 different sized sides? Scalene. Remember that? Scalene?
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Unequilateral.
A non-equilateral.
What is the only U.S. state that produces coffee commercially? Not New Mexico. Hawaii.
How am I supposed to know that?
Kona Coffee, Hawaii. They don't have coffee beans plants in New Mexico. It's a desert.
The desert part.
Good answer.
The desert
Yeah,
part
that
is
would be
good
good
context.
answer.
Can I give you my brain?
Please,
Yeah,
please.
In South America, they make good coffee.
Yeah.
I was either going to Texas or New Mexico because they're close to South America.
No,
Even though Mexico's in North America, I figured it's somewhere. You know what? Forget
Tropical.
it.
It's tropical, those.
They're near a country that's in North America.
But it's also close to South America.
Oh, is Florida close to South America? Is Florida closer?
Part of Mexico is close to South America.
Keep going.
Northern Mexico is close to South America.
Tex-Mex, baby.
What is the smallest prime number? 2. Very good.
Good job.
What term best describes the amount of matter in an object? Mass. Not weight. Mass. I didn't know this one. Which U.S. president served the shortest term in office, lasting only 31 days? Never even heard of this guy. William Henry Harrison.
Brad, you should have said you never heard of her.
Very good, Strofe. What does www stand for in a website browser, World Wide Web?
Said that with confidence.
Yep.
I said that with the feet.
Yeah. In Greek mythology, who is king of the gods? Want another shot at this one?
Thanos.
Oh. Zeus.
Sounds like the king of the gods.
The ancient Greek god of the sea. Not, what do you call it, Aquarius?
Yeah, he said a horoscope. So.
Yeah. Poseidon. The capital of Egypt is Cairo. And what country is known as land of the rising sun? What'd you say here?
Madagascar.
Oh yeah. That's just waving the white flag.
Yeah, why? What is?
Japan.
Why is it Japan?
The thing about the flag, it's white with a red circle.
The sun's not red.
Maybe
it is when you're close to it.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? I'm going to tell you about
3.
Potawatomi Sportsbook because today the odds were the caller minus 10,000, Ben Brust plus 7,000, and the smart money was on the caller today. How many did he get?
He had a 10 spot.
10-3. Oh yeah, that was a wipe. Oh gosh. If you didn't go this weekend to watch football or Monday Night Football or any of the Brewers baseball, you're missing out on the 2,000 square foot video wall. It's enormous and it's massive and it's amazing. Check out the self-service kiosk. You could have 200 people in the new restaurant dubbed The Kitchen, which is absolutely amazing food. We've been there a lot. We talk about it a lot. The food's delicious. And they have a full bar. You don't have to bet to enjoy the sports, but if you do, they have 20-minute reserved parking spaces near the Skywalk if you're in a rush. I love the place. Everyone... Like I talked about with Palermo, so I want to record people when they have Screaming Sicilian the first time, get their reaction. When I run into Appleman in the Orchard, who came by, he's like, this is better than I could ever imagine. Should have got that on tape. I'm going to start recording everyone's reaction to their first time at Potawatomi Sportsbook because I love it and you'll love it. Go experience for yourself. Potawatomi Casino Hotel. I'm going to take a quick breather and we're going to get a Packers conversation. Believe it or not, I feel more confident talking about the Packers than I do answering questions about are you smarter than Ben Brust. It's wild world. Next.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman.
Giannis does look like a longer, he beats on his body, like kind of plays so rough. You wonder about. Shut up, Max. Yeah.
I'm not letting that one pass.
Yeah, I just realized beats on his body. Like I meant like physical.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
Physicality down there.
On, Kyle.
No, you guys are, I don't know what it is, but I'm sure your minds are in the gutter. Grow up.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
Hi, I'm John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. I've been here for over 4 decades now, and I can tell you here at Goodman's Jewelers, we pride ourselves on high standards, classic traditions, honesty, and integrity. We're a small independent jeweler with a great history, so you'll find us more personal than other big-name jewelers. Find Goodman's Jewelers in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At Fleet Farm, we're proud to offer everything you need for everyday life. We're even prouder to offer it at the best prices guaranteed. Like Sprout Sweet Mix for livestock, on sale for $9.29. Or 2.5 gallons of diesel exhaust fluid, everyday low priced at $6.99. And if you happen to find a lower price, we'll match it. Any day, every day. Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Dennis Semra with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Our UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Greta Shadowald from Sauk Prairie High School. What's it mean to be an Eagle at Sauk Prairie?
It's just the best. Everyone around Sauk Prairie, the whole community, they're so supportive of you. Like, you're in athletics, and it's really fun to see them come support you, and you get to like prove that you're working hard and show them all your dedication. It's really cool.
You said your role model and your favorite teammate, your sister. What are you going to thank her the most about?
Definitely for pushing me off the court. She's pushed me, like, watching her. I want to be as good as her. I want to be better than her. Watch her be so good, and I'm just like, that's what I want. And it's really cool to just have her next to me the whole time.
One call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but a way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for well over 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Teachers are diverse, skilled leaders, innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Teaching shapes lives. Are you ready? Explore teaching at teach.org, supported by the U.S. Department of Education and 1 million teachers of color.
Hey, it's John Adias, play-by-play voice of Wisconsin Badger Volleyball. Join me for the broadcast coming up later today, right here on 100.5 ESPN, brought to you by North and South Seafood and Smokehouse.
JD and Fondy, the official Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust grader, chimes in after I dropped to 22, 20, and 3. If you're watching on YouTube, you will not see Kyle Wallace. He is not here with us right now. We'll get to that in just a moment. Strofe, amazing. Brad, the force is strong with you. Scalzo, fortune teller. Take that a step further. I bet he could have picked out the 3 that I would have answered correctly.
He got 2 of the 3 of them right, yeah.
Fair enough. Ben Brust and Brad Nortman here with you at the Gruber Law Offices One Call That's All Studios. Alex Strofe run the show. I guess Ryan Wollersheim's running the show in Madison. He could be in place of Kyle Wallace because Strofe relayed a message to me during the break.
Yeah, Kyle texted me.
Kyle's back. He's back. What you mean, Kyle texted you?
3 minutes ago. He said, hey, I got to go move my car. I might be late.
What are you doing, man?
What happened?
There's a parking garage there.
There is no. Do we want to go between the weeds that we can't find a dang parking pass that I could potentially use? So we got banned from using the parking pass.
No, Joshy's got it. I confirmed this morning.
Oh, Kyle needs it, so I can't get no.
Dude, it's like $5 all day. I haven't expensed it once when I go there.
I don't know the rules. I didn't know. Blame Jesse. That's what you always do. Blame Jesse.
There you go. So now you're catching on.
So where'd you park, Kyle?
I parked on the street, but it's only 2-hour parking.
Have you been moving it every 2 hours?
You set an alarm and
every
move
two. No, every 2. I had a meeting. I just got here at like 1:45, and so I'm like, okay, well, 4 o'clock hour. I want to move it before then. It's free after 5, so we're good. So and I went to like 3 different floors.
No, you're
to get
not
here.
good. You need to catch your breath. You sound like one of our callers from earlier.
I'm sweating, and the thing is, I had no clue what floor this office was on. So I go to 2, that's not it. I go to 3, that's not it. And then I try to go to 4, and it won't click. So I'm like, it said going down. I'm like, no, I want to go up. So I get off the elevator, press the button, and the same elevator door open. I'm like, I'm trying to get to 4, and it's on the 5th floor.
You have to scan the pass to get up to 5.
No, I did scan the pass. You can't even get to 4, but I had no idea we were on the 5th floor. No idea. I said, man, I've come here this many times and never even paid attention to what floor we were on.
He's Kyle Wallace. He's a disaster. Hot and sweaty?
Yeah, and bothered.
So Kyle, did you parked on the street knowing after 2 hours you
were going to move it within the show?
Well, I can't. I could have asked somebody here to do it, but I love.
We just hired interns, man.
Not here at ESPN.
That's what they're for.
No, I mean, I feel like that wouldn't be legal for me to ask an intern to drive my car and say something were to happen in my car, then I'm liable and Good Karma
Aren't
Brands.
they moving it up the street?
Listen, I literally moved it across the street and ran back. It's not a big deal, fellas. I'm back.
Is that moving it enough to avoid the ticket?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
No,
I
you
think
flip
you can
sides.
still get it.
No,
I think you can still get it.
No, you can't. I already listen. Let me tell you
I
something.
pray to the parking gods that Kyle has a ticket after the show.
I hope the Madison parking police is a really big fan of 100.5 ESPN and hears us having this
Yes.
conversation.
Hello, parking attendants driving around. Near the Sylvie and the AmFam Spark building, there is a car that has been on the street. I'm not going to call it his make and model because then someone might go do something to it. Please ticket it.
They can ticket if they want to. Guess what? I'll have my damn day in court. I ain't worried about that. I fought many tickets. I'll fight this one too. I say, Your Honor, I have video evidence proof of my behind running outside and moving a car across the dang street.
What does that mean? What do you mean you have video evidence?
He's on the show right now.
Yeah.
And so because he thinks he left the video stream for 5 minutes, that is admissible in court.
They'll see me running outside inside this Spark building here. I'm telling you, when I say I am sweating, I am out of shape drastically.
The moment Kyle found out he's getting old. I do want to know how long, right? Okay. We've had many conversations in the last 36-ish hours. Maybe you can even go from Friday, right? Everyone's been dissecting what's Jordan Love's status and what did we learn about Jeff Hafley's defense. When do you give them your grace period until? Kyle Wallace, now you believe they will do something. But what is the week during this Packer season that if the defense doesn't live up to your expectations, you're like, you know what? I'm going to admit that, this defense and the talent and everything that Gooey's drafted, it's not scheme, it's the guys we got, and it's just not good enough.
Yeah, it's a marquee matchup the Green Bay Packers have, and it's Week 6 against the Houston Texans. Like I feel like we'll see highs and lows in between that time, but that is the biggest matchup that the Packers have. I understand and go to L.A. and play the Rams, but that Texans matchup where hopefully Jordan Love will be healthy. C.J. Stroud on the other side. They got some great receivers, a good running back. That is a big-time matchup for the Green Bay Packers to have right here at home. And so I want to see that defense step up in that game and force turnovers, right? And have big stops and big plays where you're not in the fourth quarter when you need the ball back and your defense just can't get off the field, so you're on the field for 7 minutes of that time in the fourth quarter. So that is the game that I'm marking where I feel like we should start seeing this defense turning the corner in a marquee matchup. It's easy to beat up on bad teams, but I want to see us be able to compete and hit teams in the mouth like the Houston Texans on Week 6.
Well, I have a little bit shorter of a timeline. I will give them 4 weeks. That accounts for a little under a fourth of the season.
We can say 25%.
Yeah, 25% of the season. So basically, they had their one game. They got 3 more games to figure it out. That's a full month plus a training camp because, guys, it's not like there's a ton of rookies on this team. This isn't like the Green Bay Packer offense last year where not only do you have a starting quarterback, but you got first and second year guys all across the offense, right? This is a defense that's littered with veterans. So they should be accustomed to not only being able to digest and implement a new defensive scheme, but even beyond the scheme, make plays, right? I mean, the scheme gets you started, but then instincts and reading the play and letting your defensive skills take over, that's what defense is playing all about. So if after 4 games, you got this veteran-laden defense, this first-round draft pick, high amount of draft capital and money invested, and they're not playing, top 12, top 10 at that point, then we got problems. And maybe it really is the players and not the scheme.
Brad,
because that's plenty of time.
Brad, do you think it could be a little fool's gold? The Green Bay Packers are playing well against the Colts, who, again, they could be a dynamic offense, but the Titans, we saw what they can do. Sam Darnold's the quarterback of the Vikings, and then you're going into the Rams game. Like, you think after that game, you think the defense, you'll have a good idea what this defense can be? Because I feel like that's a little bit early where you can have some fool's gold if they play well against the Titans and the Vikings.
I actually, I'd rather be in a position at week 4 where I might be feeling fool's gold, because that would mean I have some optimism that the defense is actually better than what it's been. I see the name Anthony Richardson, and I think about a second-year guy coming off an injury that has a huge arm and can run the football. Little scary, but it's not Patrick Mahomes. It's not Lamar Jackson. It's not a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. It's a youngster who can make mistakes, make some errant throws. And again, it's the Colts. They're good. I think they're a good football team, but there's still a lot to be seen in week 2. Week 3, Will Levis. And then I'll say the next name, Sam Darnold. Excuse me, or I guess Matt Stafford. But Week 5, I'll add in there for Sam Darnold with the Minnesota Vikings, right? Those are 4 names that I'm like, you know what? At this point in the Packers season, when you really need this defense to step up, if they can't give me a reason that I'm optimistic heading into the Houston Texans game, then I'm just like, then this is why I'm just sitting here not getting my hopes up about the defense. I know it's a scheme change, but it's majority of the same guys outside of Xavier McKinney and a couple rookies.
You're exactly right, Ben. And when I look at it, and Kyle made a good
I
point
know I am, Brad.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're not seeing at least some form of domination or taking steps forward, starting with the Rams in early October, and Kyle, you said that marquee matchup with the Houston Texans. Boy, oh boy, it's a tough stretch, right? Just to start October, you got Rams, Cardinals, Texans, Jaguars. Then you got to have a bye, or a bye's that for the Lions. You got Lions, you got 49ers coming up, you got Miami coming up, you got Detroit again. You have a gauntlet of offenses coming up. So I want to give them more time, but they don't have time. Like, they have this month to figure it out and start to input who they are and create a culture, because after that, it is full go. And they're playing hard offenses that's going to test them.
Yeah, 800-990-3776. We'll go to Andy in Grafton. And Andy, I look forward to the call. But just know, I know the defense played well enough to create turnovers and the offense didn't deliver. It's now about what this defense has to do with Malik Willis.
Yeah, but let me just go to that point, because the reason why defenses get to exploit the other team's offense is because the offense puts them in position to, get that team out of their game plan. You score 2 touchdowns there, which a Super Bowl caliber or Super Bowl contender team doesn't kick 2 field goals inside the 20-yard line. They just don't. You don't win football games in the NFL kicking 3 field goals inside the 20-yard line. So you change the entire dynamic of that game if you score 2 touchdowns there. So Hafley's defense is already better than what we were last year, because we're not in positions last year like we were in against Philadelphia. Now with Malik Willis, the pressure is on the defense, but our offense can't suck to the point where now you're hoping that we're going to win a 10-9, 10-6 football game against the Colts or the Titans. So, it has to be both sides. But Hafley's defense did exactly what a good defense would do against a high-caliber opponent, is get the ball back.
Appreciate the call from Andy in Grafton.
Cooked, Andy, cooked.
That is the Packer backer that Kyle Wallace is looking for, but it can't be denied, the total yards and the rushing yards, and knowing that Jonathan Taylor's coming in, and me sitting here thinking, what's Jonathan Taylor going to do as a number 1 running back for the Indianapolis Colts, who has a lot of talent? 800-990-3776. We'll keep hearing from KBN Nation, but I got to tell you about the Princeton Club, because whether it be now or beating the people who are going to be the New Year's resolution folks, you want to join. You want to get in there. You want to feel the community. You want to feel the atmosphere. You will love, when you have the courage to go get a tour, the facilities. You have the best equipment, the best locker rooms, the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, free childcare with your membership. Strofe, you have a microphone that works for our wonderful social media correspondent, Madison. Maddie, you've been to the Princeton Club. Can you echo what I'm saying here?
Oh, the Princeton Club's the best. It is my favorite place. And even if I just want to go there and hang out by the pool, the best place.
There it is. You heard it from Maddie. You heard it from me. You hear it from all of your people around. Whether it's in Madison or Milwaukee, the Princeton Club is a place for you. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. Everyone's favorite segment. Oh, becoming relevant. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
My offer, as we've come up with at KBN, thanks to JD and Fondy, reutilizing Judy, who is still in my garage right now.
Is she a big booty Judy or a little flapjack booty Judy?
She's got a little something to her. I'll say that.
Oh, she got some
Judy the blow-up doll. She got a little something to her.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
At Fleet Farm, we're proud to offer everything you need for everyday life. We're even prouder to offer it at the best prices guaranteed. Like Sprout Sweet Mix for livestock, on sale for $9.29. Or 2.5 gallons of diesel exhaust fluid, everyday low priced at $6.99. And if you happen to find a lower price, we'll match it. Any day, every day. Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed.
$1 million. That's big, really big. This September, Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is handing out a cool million, and you've got a shot at winning your share. The big $1 million giveaway is here. Just play with your rewards card and you're entered to win. Couldn't be easier and couldn't be bigger. No wonder it's called the Big One. For more details, visit paysbig.com/big one. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Welcome to Taberna, Madison's newest neighborhood place for tacos, tequila, and margaritas. Located conveniently on Monroe Street, Taberna is your spot to stop before or after the game. Freshly made margaritas, made-to-order tacos, and happy hour every Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Plus, enjoy daily specials like $4 off margaritas on Monday and 3 tacos for $12 every Tuesday. Taberna truly is a spot for everyone. Head to Taberna Tacos and Tequila today, located at 1925 Monroe Street.
Metro Ford of Madison is Madison's trusted Ford dealership. Whether you're in the market for a new or new-to-you vehicle, Metro Ford of Madison has the customer service that's second to none. Metro Ford is also the home of the 2 years no-charge maintenance offer on new vehicle purchases, making it the place to go for the new Ford of your dreams. Browse their inventory, schedule a service, or see this month's offers at metrofordofmadison.com. That's metrofordofmadison.com.
You're probably being overwhelmed with information about semaglutide, the game-changing FDA-approved weight loss treatment. Jim Rutledge here. I was like you. I didn't know what it was until I saw Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. He can walk you through the benefits. He can tell you if it's right for you, and then you could come up with a plan to change your life with a workout plan and semaglutide. With that plan, I dropped 20% body fat to 10% body fat, and I dropped over 20 pounds of fat and kept my muscle. You can do the same thing. Go see Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health.
GRB Academy is baseball for the serious player. GRB is hosting its annual Top Prospect Camp on Saturday, October 12th for pitchers, catchers, and position players. This annual event has attracted the top talent from across the Midwest for 13 years. This is your chance to showcase your skills in front of the top colleges in the country, and the camp is open to all players in the 2025 through 2028 grad classes. Visit grbacademy.com to register now. Raise baseball. Raise your game.
The Jones family has its rules, just like any other family. Only difference is, ours are about making the best tasting, highest quality breakfast sausage you can buy. One of our rules, we only use all natural ingredients. It's a mandate we've followed since the 1840s, and we'll continue to do so for generations to come. Right here in Fort Atkinson. I'm Philip Jones. To learn more about the rules that make sure my family provides your family with the best tasting, highest quality breakfast sausage, visit jonesdairyfarm.com.
Metcalf's Market is a fourth-generation, family-operated neighborhood market. Boasting a rich legacy with 2 thriving locations in Madison and another in Wauwatosa, their markets are renowned for offering an extensive selection of local and premium quality foods. Discover the Metcalf's Market difference, where family tradition meets a commitment to quality, sustainability, and supporting local communities. Head to one of their locations in Hilldale, Westtown Mall, or Wauwatosa today. Metcalf's Market. Bring local home.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and Wisconsin On Demand.
She willing to work for them first.
Ben Brust, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe here at the Gruber Lofts. This One Call, That's All studio. Kyle Wallace just got done moving his car for a 4th time during the show. He's at the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios with Ryan Wollersheim, the woolly mammoth himself. 800-990-3776. You know, I always ask for Hear Brad Out to give feedback. You know, what did you think of Brad's idea on Hear Brad Out 3:15 on Wednesday? What if we get feedback on becoming relevant? I say it's always good, but I think we need the fans to make sure that I'm living up to my word. KBN Nation, let us know what you think of becoming relevant right now.
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant, it's time to become relevant. Strofe's time to shine on KBN starts now.
I'm very in touch with my emotions.
I'm near tears.
Last night was weird, though, dude.
Rogers?
Yeah, I'm laying on the couch that I sleep on, and I was thanks, Ben. And I was looking at the television. I was like, "Whoa, this is closure that's been put off for an entire calendar year, right?" Like I remember a year ago when we saw Rodgers jot out for the Jets with the American flag. It's like, yeah, cool, awesome. And then he tears his A word.
Yes, good job.
Thank you. Last night, I actually saw him play football. Saw him make a couple nice throws. Saw him make some bad throws. Saw him lose to the 49ers, an emotion that's all too familiar. I don't know how to react to this. I
think you're in shock.
I'm alone here.
I think no, you're not alone. I think you're processing that it's real. I think you are accepting of the fact that he's not a Packer.
Yeah.
But you're also reminiscing on what was all at once.
Yeah, and I'm curious for Kyle, as the other Packer backer on the show, the number 2 Packer backer on the show, how he feels after watching Rodgers last night.
No, it felt good watching Rodgers. I'm not going to lie to you. That first drive, them driving down the field for a touchdown, I was like, okay, that's the old Aaron. And then as I was watching, I thought to myself, something that Ben said during the Milwaukee Bucks season. What is the old thing that you said about the Milwaukee Bucks team? They look what?
They're old. They're just too old.
Aaron Rodgers looked old back there. I ain't going to lie to you. He looked really, really old back there. But I was actually happy to see him on the field. And I agree. Closure is the thing, but also I feel so good that my boy Jay Love is my quarterback and not that old Aaron Rodgers.
Now, Brad, we've all talked to many Packer fans and everyone like Alex Strofe and Kyle Wallace. I believe Josh DiMaggio said this as well. Aaron Rodgers was the longest relationship he's had outside of his family. And so, again, he was here for a long time. Is that would you walk away from that thinking, this is good? He's with the ex-girlfriend, or my ex-girlfriend's with a new team that's kind of ugly.
Well, I think I can understand that, right? It's a very emotional thing. Aaron Rodgers is an important part of a Green Bay Packer fan's life. He's part of memories and journeys. So I think that this allowed Packer fans, I'll even say myself, to be able to heal correctly. I feel like last year it would have been maybe toxic emotions that you'd be feeling toward Aaron Rodgers.
Especially during the 2-5 start for the Packers.
For sure. I think it would have been toxic emotions. These sound like healthy emotions that Kyle and Strofe and Josh DiMaggio that they're describing, that, you know what, you can look at Aaron Rodgers and say, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you over. That's a very important part of closure and just processing this all in a healthy way.
Brad, she got uglier. That's what it is. Say what it is.
Yeah, she did.
You like, dang, she ain't even that cute no more. That's what
and
Aaron
you got
Rodgers
yourself
is.
And you got yourself a babe.
Yeah, I got myself a baddie.
A babe who's bedridden for the time being.
Yeah.
Can't really take her out on the town and show her off.
You're taking care of her. This is
She
where
had a minor ankle surgery. She's just in a cast for a little bit. You got to take care of her.
Just got to make her soup for a few times for the next few weeks, and then
just soup.
Just soup. Only soup and mashed potatoes, like you got your wisdom teeth out. Hey, Ben, I'm actually really curious from you. You're the sports betting aficionado on the show.
Well, if that means I'm right a lot, just make sure that's not in there.
You don't know what aficionado means?
Yeah, I do. I just wanted to.
What does it mean?
You have a strong interest in a topic.
Yeah, knowledgeable and enthusiastic. Yeah, that's good.
Good job.
I don't know knowledgeable, but you're enthusiastic.
Guys, Brad just gave me the good job, Ben. Like he
I'm
patting me on the
sincere.
head.
I'm
He was
sincere
patting
when I
me
say
on the
that.
head.
Ben,
Like, oh, little Ben, good job.
I'm sincere.
Do you expect us to have goldfish memories? You got 3, and Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust 43 minutes ago.
I'd like for you to, but you don't. Go ahead.
So Peyton Thorne is the quarterback of Auburn. They lost to Cal this past week, and he was on a podcast and said that bettors are Venmo requesting him after the Auburn loss on Venmo. Is that inbounds or out of bounds?
That's out of bounds.
That crosses the line?
100%. These are now the hard part is they're getting paid now, and so I think that makes people feel like they have money and also they can talk a little bit more crap because they're not just doing it for a scholarship. Like, it just opens up the boundaries of what people feel as if they can do with college athletes. But you got to remember, they're 18 to 20-year-old kids, and you're the dumbass that's betting on college football. So if you're betting on not professionals to do something you think is going to happen because you put money on it, that's on you. That's not on Peyton Thorne. Be smart enough to know what Peyton Thorne is. Do your research, and then don't bet on him. Don't be an idiot.
This feels out of bounds even for a professional athlete, right? Like
Agree.
if you had a bad game and you have these bettors start to troll you by Venmoing them
I mean,
to
I'm
pay for
sure
their bet,
Kyle
that's crazy.
Wallace, who placed many bets at Potawatomi Casino Hotel for Jordan Love to have 29.5 over on the touchdowns and make the playoffs, he's probably in Jordan Love's DMs right now saying, "Get your ass healthy."
Well, I will say when Strofe told this story, I burst out in laughter. This is hilariously outrageous. This is hilarious. This is hilarious because we all probably think about it like, dang, man, you got to run me that money. But it is hilarious that people are actually in this guy's DMs. That's funny. Good stuff.
Venmo.
America.
Not even DMs, Venmo.
They found it.
I did read, however, in the same article that 1 in 3 college athletes get messages from individuals with betting interests.
Really? You know, it's really crazy. I just received a Venmo request myself. Alex Strofe requests $10 for the Final Four of 2014.
Yeah, I lost a bet on that one.
What was your bet?
I had Wisconsin.
To what?
What do you mean, to win?
Money line or cover?
Money line.
I was going to say, I did learn after my playing days that in 2014 we were 5-0 against the spread in that season.
What were you favorite? Were you
We were
underdogs?
dogs against
Yeah,
Kentucky.
definitely dogs.
So we covered because we lost by
2 or 3?
2, I believe. No, we lost by 1. We lost by 1.
Sure did.
Oh, that's right.
64-63.
Yeah.
So we lost by 1, covered, but didn't win. 5-0 against the spread.
That was 2014, right?
Yep.
Want to know what's crazy?
What's
I
that?
just remembered this.
Oh boy.
I think I've mentioned this before, but never landed this plane. I was in Las Vegas for my bachelor party that weekend, right? Because I remember we all went to this all-you-can-eat, all-you-can-drink place. We watched the games, and we all placed a bet on the games beforehand. And I bet for Wisconsin, and I won that bet.
Yeah.
I Brad Nortman, novice sports bettor, bet on Ben Brust,
Do I
Wisconsin
get royalties?
Badgers.
Do I get a little
Hold
tip?
on. So should I Venmo request you then instead?
No, I should be Venmo requesting him. He won off my loss.
I did.
My tears were his victory.
$50.
I'm near tears.
The problem is I also bet on the other game and lost that one, so it was basically a wash. But how about that? 10 years later, we're hosting a show together. You're the betting expert. I bet on you.
And
10
you're the
years
winner.
ago.
I'm the loser.
How about that? It's crazy.
Small world. Small world.
Look at the revelations we have in becoming relevant.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Brad, 800-990-3776. What did you think of becoming relevant today with Alex Strofe? Brad also surprised Kyle by letting him know he was part of the team that knocked Kyle out of the state championship game on
no
our
surprise.
first show
I knew that.
1 year ago tomorrow.
Yeah, I knew that. I surprised Brad. Brad didn't remember me, but I remember that big old leg he had.
Kyle, 1 year later, do you feel any more at peace? Like we're talking about Aaron Rodgers and closure. Do you feel closure on all that, even like a year later now?
I'm actually more embarrassed that we lost you after knowing you now for the last year. I'm more embarrassed that we hyped you up this amount. Like, my goodness, boy, why didn't somebody just hit him in his mouth? He would have fell out. He would have fine. He would have won the game. We were all nervous going up against.
Yeah, he would have
big
caught
guy.
that touchdown if you were lined up with him and talked some trash to his face. He would have.
No way, Jose.
right.
He would have backed off. Brad Nortman, our driving aficionado, lives in Lake Country, heads to Madison, heads to Milwaukee, heads to Grafton for a Christmas tree if he needs it. He'll go anywhere. He had a little skirmish on the road today. We'll hit on it next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
And I'm sure he'll offer this opportunity again.
Absolutely
What are you going to
not.
sell? What are you going to say to Ben Brust?
I'm saying you don't get your hand out my goddamn face. No, it's a no. I can say it in different languages. No, no, no.
Niche or whatever it is.
I don't know.
Nine. That's a firm way to say no.
Nine.
Nine.
Next time we say nine.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Madison Axe. Enjoy axe throwing, craft beers, bags, shuffleboarding, and more fun at Madison's state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Visit MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauk. Barry Alvarez appeared on the Great Dane Huddle last night and explained why he scheduled Alabama.
I thought it was important. This is like a reward for your fans to see a quality team, national team like Alabama, nationally ranked, national champs at times, come into our house to play. We want to be a national power. You can't do that by playing lower level teams all the time.
Get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Offer on September 30th, so visit PellaWI.com today.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
Hey, it's Hunter Vaughn. ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best high school sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see teams making an impact in their community. Nominate your local team today at ESPNMadisonGameChangers.com.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, it's Alex Stroh from Mr. Irrelevant, presented by Door County Distillery. Football season is here. Whether you're tailgating, you're partying, or any of the in-betweens, do it right, do it best with Door County Distillery. For me, football season is whiskey season, whether it's their 27-time gold medal award-winning single malt whiskey, their delicious rye whiskey, or my personal favorite, the bourbon. Find it near you and elevate your football season with Door County Distillery. Visit their website, doorcountydistillery.com. That's doorcountydistillery.com.
What's on Tap, brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Rooting for the Brew Crew, because we're from Milwaukee too. Tastes like Miller time. Brewers fans, the ballpark never tasted so good now that Vienna beef hot dogs are available. Don't miss out on the quality culinary home run of the season, which can be cooked to your liking for that classic ballpark taste. Grab a pack of Vienna beef hot dogs at your favorite local grocer today. Milwaukee Brewers Baseball and Miller Lite.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Liberty Station American Tavern and Smokehouse isn't just a barbecue restaurant. Fish fry, walleye, and vegetarian options are available, and they have a menu that's sure to please everyone. Liberty Station smokes their meats daily with a 1,000-gallon custom smoker, giving you the freshest experience possible. Enjoy happy hour with daily discounts on both food and drinks at their large bar with 20 draft taps and multiple TVs to watch the big game. Be sure to check out their sprawling patio with an indoor and outdoor porch area too. Liberty Station off the Beltline on Rimrock Road.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and Wisconsin On Demand.
A superstar.
Alex Stroh running the show. Brad Nortman, Ben Brust here at the Gruber Lofts' One Call That's All studio. Kyle Wallace moved his car for a 5th time. Or no, there he is. What's up, Kyle? Good to see you. And he's talking and nothing's coming out.
Okay, yeah.
There you are.
All right, am I good now? You had to switch studios. I got kicked out.
You got kicked out? Well, you're good now. You're good to
okay,
go.
so you can't hear me. All right.
Yeah,
who kicked you out?
The next show, they kicked me out.
Just say Jesse Nelson. That's all you have to say, and then I can do something with
Jesse gets a bad rap around here, but Jesse treated me like...
Whoa, guys, we lost him.
Unbelievable. What happened? John in Milwaukee, 800-990-3776. You're up, John.
Yes, sir. How are we doing, boys?
Good. Any updates on the cat that you were going to name Benjamin or Strophe?
Okay, so here's what I did, because I'm getting kind of desperate now. I teach at a local high school. I threw this out to my kids this morning. I tell you what, you guys give me a name. If my wife accepts it, I'll give you $5 in your pocket if you pick the name that my wife goes, that name's going to work. That's where I am in life, man.
You know what? Just what are you doing, John? Just let her pick. Well, if she's not gonna like anything.
Her name's Sock, okay? Her name's Sock, all right. Period.
What names has she
on the subject of Mr. Irrelevant? Oh God. The most recent name, Harry. said, how about calling Harry? I'm like,
I could ride with Harold.
Harry the cat.
Oh, Harold the cat.
Harold.
What's up, Harold?
that could work. Who knows? So on the subject of Mr. Irrelevant, hey, you know what? Every team, every organization needs a glue guy. I'm Team Strophy. He's your glue guy. He holds you guys together, and you need that. So you got to. That's what the guy is, right?
Wow.
Glue guy.
I love you, John.
Wow.
Well, his attendance is quite better than the rest of the show, other than myself. So he does have some consistency there.
What I will say is now I understand why on this call sheet that I see, it says John in Milwaukee. Two things. One, I really like.
So he had not said that yet. He never said the glue guy thing. The thing he said was, I'm Team Strophy for the cat. Ooh, that I really liked. That was the one.
Do you like it better that he called you the glue for the show?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's just stating factual information at that point. My attendance, as Kyle referenced, is much better than both of yours in the studio who I'm looking at. Kyle's in Madison. I can't see him right now.
Well, Ron in the Key chimes in that glue didn't work for his parents. I thought that was wonderful.
Dang.
Is that glue for our show, but not for your parents?
Wow.
Well, yeah.
Is that a sour subject?
Because of you.
They are divorced, and it was not because of me.
Who told you that? Is that factual? I mean, we don't know, do we? Is this wrong for me to do as somebody who comes from a happy house and 2-parent household?
Yeah, I mean,
is that
Strofe
bad
and
for me
I are kindred spirits as it comes to our parents' divorces. We understand the trauma that we have.
Hold on. Don't call us kindred spirits 13 seconds after you said I'm the reason they got divorced.
I didn't say I wasn't. I didn't say I wasn't, Strofe. I was just saying you were probably more of a reason than me. That's what I was going for. Can I get a ding, ding, ding? No, I can't.
What does his face look like? I need to see his face. Is he red?
He's quiet and he's turning on the stream for you to see on
he's isolating
YouTube.
himself a little bit.
I mean,
He doesn't hurt this boy's feelings.
He's retreating.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm near tears. Is what he looks like.
I'm near tears.
Let me stop. I don't want to hurt his feelings.
Well, no. If you
too
don't
late.
stop, then
Too
he's going
late.
to take it to a place that's going to make you uncomfortable, Kyle. We all know where to go with that.
Oh, no. Don't bring up my trauma.
Well, you got a lot of trauma, so I don't know what I could potentially bring up because.
Ring sizes?
Oh.
Hey, take it easy over there. Hey. His was just being real. That was below the belt.
Why was that below the belt?
Because he's working on it.
Exactly. That's why I brought it up.
He can go.
Packer Super Bowl rings?
Yeah, he's
replicas.
He's an owner.
How much is the ring that you have to buy?
Like 300, I think. I don't think it's terrible.
Is it all just plastic? Wow.
Take it to a jeweler.
The Packers ring is expensive. You talking about the Packers?
Yeah, if you're a shareholder.
Oh, it's very expensive. It's like in the thousands. The shareholder ring. Expensive.
You'll drop that dime?
Hell yeah.
Jim, Matt, and Molly up next to Kyle and Madison. We're back in 2 minutes.
What they want you to hear. Tell me it's cool. I just don't believe it. Sell out.
Hi, I'm Connie Britton. I support Feeding America because they